on the page, and you will be with us live if you want to put some faces to the voices that you are hearing. And you can also go to www.digits1024radio.com. www.digits1024radio.com. All right, so let's go straight to our conversation today. Let's meet those who are with me. All male affair, and they are not no stranger to Digits Radio. Their voices you've heard before, but they are going to be. They are all going to do justice to today's conversation. Let's start with from my left. If you remember, your host with the most. He's here today.
Yeah, this is Bob Manuel. I'm glad to be here and happy Father's Day in advance.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you around here. And then we have for the far right. Today is a special day for him. It's today is a special day. He's a strong man doing strong things, and today is his birthday. Happy birthday to MOB, the man who makes things better. Welcome on board, MOB. How you feeling today?
Yeah.
You look perfect.
Pinky.
You look pampered. You look ministered to.
Orange. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah.
Michael Oluwaseun Icon MOB, making others better.
Yes. And he's here again to make you and others better. And then we have the last but not the least. We call him chairman. His Excellency is here today. You usually don't have him all around. Anytime you have him around, know that there's something serious to talk about. Let's welcome Mr. Wale.
My name is Olawale Ayuba, and happy Father's Day in advance.
Exactly. I can also AKA Table Shaker. Okay, so it's going to be Sunday. Sunday is going to be Father's Day. So today we're actually going to be talking about how fathers would love to be celebrated. We're going to be, and if you're a father out there or a father to be, or you are, connected to a father to be, females are also, mothers are also, wives are also invited. Put a call through, go on the comment section, and let us know how you think fathers should be celebrated in today's world. So, before we ask the question, let's talk about the first experience. Just briefly, let me ask MOB, how was the first experience like discovering that today I've become a father? Can you journey back to that and say, wow, I remember I was in your naming ceremony when we were dedicating the light. As he carried the I don't know what they asked him to come and do. Maybe bless the baby.
Yes.
It was all tears. I was wondering what's going on. Is he thinking of the Pampers? Is he thinking of the school fees? Is he thinking of what he went through? Whatever is going through his mind, these are tears of joy. So what was it like for you discovering? For some people it was the very first time hearing that. Okay, I'm going to be a father. Then when it now happened and you just discover, well, I'm a father. How does it feel like?
For me, I think that reality setting on the day of our naming ceremony.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that day. My first child, and then they called me that she come and pray. Immediately, I held her. I started crying and all of that, and it was, there are some things as a word that you think that it may take you maybe forever. So and suddenly you are faced with that reality, that you're now a father and all of that. Something as a word that you thought that you don't know when and how it's going to happen. And suddenly, it just happened. So it was a lot of mixed feelings that God, we are grateful, we are making progress in, on this journey of life. So
glory to God. So it wasn't school fees?
It wasn't school fees. It wasn't school fees.
Okay, so Mr. Wale, I know it's been a while, many years back. Can you remember what the feeling was like?
It was really a mixed feeling for me because the thing that kept coming to mind then, if I remember, was how am I going to take care of this child? I mean, how am I going to relate with him? How am I even going to carry him? It was so fragile for me. Even the name we had to think how long before we could get him one, and it was really a mixed feeling. But I thank God that because one thing I kept telling myself then was that I want to be a different kind of father.
Mm.
I don't know whether if put on a scale now of 1 to 10, whether I've been able to achieve what told myself I would then. But I guess, as they say, time will tell.
Yeah. Right. So, that's Prince. For me, I think that fatherhood is on. It's an experience of a lifetime. It's such an awesome encounter to see a mini you and to um, just witness a transition from singlehood to being a husband and now to be a father. I'm going to ask Boma, what do you think um, father, if you are to define who a father is and what the responsibility of a father, what part of fatherhood, you know, strikes you the most? Because eventually we're going to be talking about how fathers should be celebrated. But I think across cultures, across the world, different centuries, different generations, there are different ways people perceive fatherhood. For some people, it's greatly honored. For some people, nothing special, just a person who has the capacity to put another person in the family and all that. And then we've also found some people trying to draw a demarcation between who a daddy is and a father. But for you, you're on the way. I mean, you're expecting father. What would not cut for you the essence of fatherhood? What are those special responsibility or CV of a father that you're looking forward to?
Well, I think to be a good father, I think these four words should be your guidelines, and that is love, safety, wisdom, and discipline.
It's not
In
an acronym or something.
I wanted to, but I couldn't just figure out which one would be the best acronym for it. But basically, it's love, safety, discipline. What was the other one I mentioned?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Wisdom and protection. So, fathers are the ones that instill wisdom on their children. They are the custodians of the stories or the lessons learned from their own fathers or in history. Then they are the ones that create the atmosphere. If the father is in trouble, you know that the whole house is in trouble, in the sense that everybody will be tensed up and everything. So he's supposed to give a a line of safety to the family, and also a father, the children should feel, and the wife should feel protected in to come and talk to their father or their husband, and feel safe that whatever they are going to tell this man, he will handle it in a more appropriate way, in the sense that they'll feel safe to even tell them more intimate details about themselves. And because we have a generation of children now that that don't find it comfortable, especially teenagers, don't find it comfortable to talk to their fathers about anything until they get into serious trouble. You understand? So, and also a father is the one that instills discipline. I remember in those days, if my mother wants to scare us, you just say, wait until your father gets home. Wait until your father. He instills, and
Does that work for this generation now?
you automatically shapen up, because you
Yeah.
know that if she tells dad this is what you have been doing, he's not going to find it funny with you, and he's the one that, and you will walk right. And he's also the person that instills, which one have I missed?
Wis-
Wisdom. Wisdom. I remember the time when I was very scared as a young man of dying. I was around 6, 7, and my mom didn't know how to tell me what death was all about, and she just said, "Wait for your father, that he will talk to you." Then one evening, he just called me, and we sat in the sitting room, and he said, first thing he said broke my heart. He just said, "Do you know I'm not your father?" No, he said, "No, I'm the representative of your father in heaven. Your real father is in heaven. I'm just your representative. So you don't like death is just a road to go and meet your real father. You should not be afraid of dying. Do good by him. Obey God's word. Try to be kind to other people. Be listen to what your parents are saying to you, and you'll be fine. That you should not be afraid of dying. You know that death is just a transition period, and your real dad is eager to see you. So don't worry." So
Great.
that's
Great.
what it is.
Right. So before we start talking about how fathers are to be celebrated, because you will have to have a true grasp of the value that fatherhood brings to humanity. If you don't know the value of a thing, you probably will not know how to celebrate it. And we are presently living in a generation where different ideologies are being sold, are being internalized, that is eating deep into the very fabric of sane society, very fabric of family life and marriage. So we have a lot of sometimes not of any doing of theirs. There's a lot of proliferation of single parenthood, baby mamas, people who just think that the only importance of men in the marriage of or husband is just to donate sperm. And so, what else? That so we have a generation of growing army of women who think that look, I can pay my bills, I can protect myself, I can hire everything a man can supply. If these days, if they probably not even have mechanism and toys to fit into the position where a man is supposed to bring comfort and intimacy. So we don't need you people, you know. A lot of people right now are even deciding they are never going to get married. But even though they want to have the privilege and enjoy the privilege of marriage, but like really, men are not really that important as we all try to make it seem culturally. So is it true? What serious value do fathers, true fathers? I don't want to put the adjective true, because if you are really a father, it's not like true or false. But because of the reality of our world today, it's like somebody saying true believers and false believers. If you're a believer, you are true.
Believer.
But
Yeah.
because of the many aberration and
Yes.
perversion, you have to now qualify.
Right.
So let me say true fathers. What value do true fatherhood bring to today's humanity? And the absence of them will put us in what position as the society is developing, Mr. Waliba?
Okay, all right. That's a very long question, and I hope I'm not going to shake the table.
Well, I expect you to shake the table. The table is here for shaking.
But you see, to me, really, the value of the father, like as you have mentioned, has over time been eroded,
Yeah,
and we can see the impact or the outcome
yeah, on
from
society.
today's society.
Yeah,
And I think we somehow contribute to this.
what do we?
Everybody,
Everybody. Okay.
you know, and I think sometimes it's because we want to be inclusive.
Okay.
And I want to be careful with my words, particularly as I'm about to put in some examples.
It's all right.
And one that comes to me that I would like to use as an example is this notion or idea that the child, male or female, they are the same. They should be treated the same. You know, they should. So we say
Under the ideology of equality of
equality
genders.
or whatever. So we say it's okay for the boy child to go to the kitchen to cook. All right. We say it's okay for the girl child to wash the car.
Exactly.
we
And learn how to put
and learn
on the
how
gen.
to put on the gen. We don't differentiate again. So what happens when that all this start to happen is that the child begin to see the child no longer see the difference, or will not be no longer is able to see clearly the role of the father.
I understand, sorry, that in the particular country, I don't know whether it's Finland, that in certain European countries, that when a child is born, you do not identify or you do not state the sex of that
No,
child.
let's not even go there. That's a long one.
Yeah,
But what
that
I'm
you
trying
allow
to
the
say,
child to
what I'm
decide
trying
the
to say
sex.
is that the values that fathers brings and should be bringing is the father is an historian, and the father, like I said, is a disciplinarian.
Just a minute. Let's see whether this is for us. Hello.
Oh, good afternoon, Dickie.
Good afternoon. This sounds like Oprah.
This sounds like who?
Oprah. She's the one.
Yes, that sounds like Oprah. Oprah.
I love what's her name again? The Love Gang.
Yes.
That's God's new anointed generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. God's new anointed
Hello,
generation.
happy Father's Day in advance.
Thank
You.
you.
Thank you.
And all our listeners that are fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I just want to say happy Father's Day in advance. Papadee, Bravo, everybody.
I hope that we should be expecting something on Sunday apart from just wishes.
It is well.
It is where. It is where.
It has to be where now, Abi. It is now
That's
where.
how they say it is where we talk.
We will celebrate you all because no, don't worry. It's once a year. We will celebrate you all.
Okay. Thank
All right.
you. We'll expect you to see what the celebration will look like. Thanks for calling.
Okay, let me quickly wrap up. So, a father should bring in that adventure
Yeah.
into the home. A father should take a son, for example, and show him some hard things in life.
Hard.
Yes, a father is the one that should groom the
He's
child,
the trainer.
and expose the child to things that naturally maybe the mother will not. See, mothers know how to play their role perfectly, and they play it all year, all through the child's life until he's an adult and start giving birth and all that. But the father's role, is in really building everything about that child, everything that makes that child a man, or probably instills the culture of the family, the culture of the home, the culture of whatever into that child.
This Father's Day, calls are coming in. Sorry. Let's take this again. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Who's speaking?
This is Victor from Satellite Town.
All right, Victor from Satellite Town. Good to get you on Heart to Heart Live. We're talking about celebrating fathers. What do you have to say?
I feel that celebrating fathers, there are not much time to celebrate fathers. Unlike celebrating Mother's Day. Mother's Day comes.
Sorry. Don't worry. We have all the time on Sunday to celebrate. This Sunday will not pass. We know that we don't have all the time, but this Sunday we are going to maximize it. All right, just please finish your thoughts.
Yeah, so that's my thought really. Yeah. So if those values, if we don't have fathers doing those things, fathers deliberately, coming up with agendas, coming up with times that they need to spend with their kids and their family, and giving them something that is not necessarily, has to do with staying at home and doing home chores, or sending them to school or just paying school fees, taking them out on expeditions and adventures and teaching them life, making them see things.
Yeah.
The father is the educator.
He's the educator.
Yeah.
He's the trainer.
If he doesn't do that, we lose our fatherhood.
Right, before we go on break, let me ask MOB. Now, let's talk to fathers to be. Young men who are planning to, probably get married. Those who are already married, they're planning to start their journey into parenthood, and what would be your advice for someone to be strategically positioned right now to be the best dad, the best father ever? What should be those skills, those internal configuration, thinking process, stamina, attitude, that you should be building right now before you suddenly wake up one morning and you see, I'm a father. Yeah. Or the first time you hear, sometimes it's another phase when you wake up one day and all of a sudden you start hearing your child say, Daddy, sir, so I'm telling Daddy now, sir. So before that season hits you, what should you be doing right now?
Okay, all right. I want to say that okay. See, if I was thinking when I heard about the topic today that why do we call God Father
Father.
and not Mother? Anyway, let's don't go there.
They're looking at you right now.
Let's don't go there. So food for thought.
Some women will argue with you that he's actually female
It's female, I mean. Okay.
Yeah.
because they call it.
I want to encourage and advise our young men who be fathers and then men that would one day want to settle down and so one of the hallmark or one of the major responsibilities of a father is what we call a father is a provider. And when we say when we say providing,
ATM machine.
it's not necessary. It's not just money. It's not just money. It's not just bringing money to the table. I believe that in terms of providing, it means that you should be able to provide vision. You understand? There should be something as a word that we are seeing for the family.
I hear a woman saying, "Who vision help?"
Why would they